Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to be looking at a scenario of what if South Africa from WICSO formed an empire. Now, South Africa is one of those few countries that isn't mentioned all too much, but it's kind of just been there. They've just been a country since I believe like episode 10 or something like that, and even in episode 100, in the ending that's the longest, I forget which one it is, they are literally the last remaining WICSO country from the map we left off in episode 100 that still existed. That's kind of crazy. So I feel like they deserve some more representation. They're a very underrated country, and they definitely deserve it. Anyways, I do say this every video, and I apologize for that, but I have been trying to do every single video in one take, so I have to spend less time editing, and I can make more content, which I really love doing. And yeah, I've already tried recording multiple times today, gotten interrupted, so let's hope that this goes well. Anyways, let's jump right on into it. South Africa will be picking out their first prey, and that will be based off of this map right here, because as you can tell, South Africa is a pretty, I guess, navally oriented country. Like, their trade completely relies on maritime stuff. So yeah, they rely on that. And what better way of expanding on your economy by invading a country who has some naval ports in this area, which could prove to be pretty beneficial for you. So yeah, that's that. Of course, we can now enable all our other layers, and from here, we're gonna see South Africa launching an invasion into Eswatini, I want to call it. I don't really know what this country would be, but we're going to see South Africa launching an invasion into it. The invasion starts up very quick, and South Africa is just absolutely going to dominate. And from here, they just kind of do that, and nobody can really oppose them because they're kind of the powerhouse in the region. Eventually, however, this country will go ahead and choose to surrender, and that probably is the best choice for you because you were never going to win that war. Not in a trillion, million, billion years. That was just not happening. And now we're looking at a South Africa that looks like this. And from here, it's pretty obvious what the next prey of South Africa is going to be. South Africa begins to line up its forces on the border of Zimbabwe. I'm going to call it Zimbabwe. And yeah, they are not wasting any time as their invasion will immediately begin. They take these two major military bases on the first night, and yeah, from here they push up to this one, and then they take this major city here. They then push up to the capital, and that's basically all they need to do because this thing is basically confirmed to collapse. Their capital is most definitely their largest city, and without it, it would probably just fall apart anyway. So, yeah, let's get rid of that border because I don't think, like, if you were to leave a country which is like undergoing a civil war right now, if you were to invade that country, would that country be able to set back up? Most likely not. That's kind of what I'm going off of here. Of course, there wasn't a civil war in that guy, but basically, if you're like you don't have a capital and your next largest major city is like a tenth of the size of your capital, and you don't have much land, you're probably not going to survive as a country. So, yeah, we're going to see South Africa fully annexing that country. And from here, South Africa will go on a little bit of a side quest, and that is an invasion over here into Madagascar. And this is once again to capture naval ports because, well, Madagascar is in a pretty strategic location in the Indian Ocean. It's like there's a triangle here between India and Oceania and the eastern African coast that Madagascar is kind of a part of, and they want to kind of have that. So, yeah, they're going to launch an invasion into Madagascar. Very quickly from here, we're going to see Madagascar falling apart as they're going to lose these two major cities back to back. From here, this coastline kind of just falls. South Africa doesn't really need to do all too much. They kind of just take it. From here, they go on yet another side quest, taking Reunion and Mauritius. And at this point, like Madagascar, you're cooked. Might as well surrender, try to get something out of it. And yeah, they're gonna listen to my advice. And from here, we're gonna see a peace treaty where Madagascar will be spared. And I'm struggling to find the right layer here. Yeah, if you know what their borders looked like in episode what 99 was it? Then yeah, you're gonna be very familiar with what I just drew in here because yeah, we're gonna be saying goodbye to most of Madagascar, whereas this okay, I think I missed a pixel or something. No, I didn't. My tolerance is too high. That's the thing about the application I'm using. It just colors in full things the wrong color because you have your toleration slightly higher, and it sucks. But yeah, we're gonna see Madagascar getting mostly annexed there. Um, I forgot I'm on the borders layer, so just draw in a little one of these, and we're all good, and we can move on to their next conquest. And South Africa is fairly expansionist at this point. There'd likely be like a block of these guys trying to stop this expansion. But unfortunately for these guys, it's South Africa's videos, so they're going to be having their way. And yeah, you see this military area here? Yeah, you're about to not because South Africa is going to occupy that. They're going to kind of say, yo, Namibia? Am I in the wrong for saying this is Namibia? I don't think I am. But yeah, they're basically gonna say, yo, Namibia, give us this land and we will spare you. And Namibia responds by sending their forces to combat this. They probably think they're gonna gain sympathy from other countries around them. But let's be frank, everyone's scared to fight South Africa, so yeah, sorry, Namibia, we're good. And yeah, no one will be helping out Namibia here. South Africa will launch a full invasion. South Africa maybe knew that that would happen, so now they're kind of just moving on through this land. And there goes a major military base. Oh, there are four here, and you just lost all four of them. That's great. And now your coastline's in shambles. Now that major city's gonna fall. And then that major military base. Okay, we should probably stop losing land and get our stuff together. Um, right? Government? Oh, the government's incompetent. That's why. And yeah, let's just lose a few more major cities while we're at it. And oh, that's the capital. Goodbye, capital. And bye bye, Namibia. From here, we get to see a pretty straightforward treaty. Of course, this thing will not be fully annexed, but we can go ahead and draw a new boundary in for this guy because they will obviously be losing a lot of land here. They just had their capital taken, which is all the way in the north. That is not good if you are a Namibian. Honestly, don't know what I'm yapping about. It's that time in the video where I'm just so into it that I have no idea what I'm saying. This happens like every video. Thankfully, I don't think anyone watches this far. Speaking of, if you have watched this far, subscribe. What are you doing? Subscribe. Just do it. Spare me. Anyways, I'm gonna stop speaking like that because that's corny, and I'm going to erase this barrier so that South Africa can be happy that they have a new large chunk of land. And yeah, now I guess you are not Namibia. Sorry, South Angola. If I'm correct, Angola lies about like right here. I might be wrong because I mean my drawing really sucks, but yeah, I think Angola is about right there. And from here, yeah, you're the only one South Africa borders that they don't have a current peace arrangement with. So yeah, you probably should have watched your border more intently. And now you are losing most of your country in the south, and it's just not going well. You're very quickly gonna lose a lot of this outer rural area over here. And yeah, from here, South Africa is just gonna kind of sweep in through this guy. But at this point, um, Tanzania in particular is done. They will be joining in on this war on the side of Mozambique, They will be sending their forces down to help Mozambique in this war. They might not have helped uh, not Tanzania, southern Angola, but they will go ahead and help out Mozambique here, as Mozambique, most notably, shares part of the same religion as Tanzania does. So this is kind of a easy decision for Tanzania to make. They want to defend the people of this religion because empires previously have not treated that religion lightly. So, yeah, Tanzania wants to defend that. And they're going to see a lot of success in the region South Africa saw their most success, and that is in the rural east, that's not east, western areas. It all kind of comes to a boiling point at this major city, who is really winning this war, and South Africa will successfully be able to repel the forces that Tanzania sent over. From here, South Africa will perform a massive counteroffensive that will quickly wipe out most of this offensive over here, but they will also isolate a lot of troops who will be able to flee into neighboring South Angola. So, what are we doing here? South Africa will question this action and they will not take it lightly. They're gonna kind of just do that and then that, and yeah, you're gonna get a peace treaty violated, Namibia. I know it's not Namibia, but I mean, might as well be. And from here, we're gonna see this guy completely surrendering. At this point, South Africa has a complete advantage in the west, so they're gonna push the Tanzanians really far back as they now begin to near the actual Tanzanian border. In the south, we do still see that Mozambique is fighting for its life. South Africa is still being pushed back. However, this will stop as South Africa will reorganize their troops to focus in on this, and they will quickly sweep, taking the Mozambique capital. From here, Mozambique will see a counteroffensive over in this region here, but what does it matter? Because you are cooked, and a peace deal will be offered to Tanzania from South Africa, saying you will get out of this war scot-free. You might even get some pity land from Mozambique, but yeah, just leave this war. Mozambique's not winning it, and Tanzania will happily oblige by this because they're fine with getting land, but I mean, they don't want to see the region of this religion being massacred. Eventually, though, however, Mozambique will surrender anyway, so it's not like it matters. And yeah, at this point, we get to look at a peace treaty. To start off, most simply, we're going to see the full annexation of the Namibian kind of country into South Africa. They may have violated a peace deal, but I mean, you kind of got yourself involved in the war a little too much, so can you really blame South Africa? And yeah, from here, we're going to see one last division, and that will be happening over here in the Mozambique country. As yeah, we're going to see this thing getting divided. Unfortunately for Tanzania, South Africa kind of will be screwing them over because, I mean, they did promise some land, but they never said it would be much land. And yeah, we're going to see the South Africans only giving Tanzania these regions outlined here. Starting off, this northern area here has a major military base, no settlements, and if we look at the religion map right here, it does line up with your religion, so that is accurate. And then over here, we do see more of the same, as this all follows the same religion as Tanzania does. Now, at this point, we're going to see them fully annexing the capital region of Mozambique. And yeah, goodbye, capital. And I guess this is kind of indicative of what's about to happen next for Mozambique. But South Africa will be getting a very healthy bite of land from Mozambique. This is a giant amount of territory, and the rest of the continent should be really concerned because just look at this. It's ginormous. Anyways, at this point, we are nearing the 15-minute mark in the video, and I still have ideas flowing through my brain. So let's continue on with this scenario. From here, we continue on the conquest in Africa, as now, quote-unquote, northern Angola will be faced with a formidable threat. Guess who? It's not it's totally not the country that's forming an empire right now, but it is. And yeah, they're gonna very quickly wipe out a lot of this coastal region, and that is until we finally see a coalition forming against South Africa. This was long brewing, and it was kind of just waiting for the perfect time. What happened in Namibia and Mozambique was just too much for most of the African community to handle. And from here, we're going to see an alliance forming led by the country who's being attacked. First of all, this Congo country will join, then this Congo country will join, then Gabon will join, and then we kind of just see it spiraling into a whole bunch of countries in West and Central Africa joining up with this alliance because they want to protect themselves from a very hungry country who has not been humbled quite yet. And yeah, this is an alliance of 7 members, and you should have probably waited because you definitely want to get involved in this war, but you won't because, I mean, you are in a peace deal with them. Anyways, from here, we do see South Africa seeing more success at this point because, well, the forces from all the countries literally cannot arrive that fast. And yeah, South Africa will have a field day invading through most of this territory. They will reassign some forces to invade over into this part of the yellow country, but it's not all too much, and they kind of just ignore this guy for now because this guy is more valuable to wipe out. And yeah, they're getting pretty close to doing that until they reach the capital region where they are finally stopped by forces from the 7 countries, of course, including themselves. And at this point, South Africa is running out of options because this is all the front line you're given here, and you're not really able to move on much of it. So they're going to be making a choice, and that is to focus on pressuring this city into isolating a lot of this area, which has like no other connection to the rest of the purple country. And yeah, they're going to see a very easy time in doing this as well. This region is not populated at all, but it does have military forces in it, which will lead to its inevitable collapse. From here, the South Africans will use it as a military staging ground to move forces into the yellow team to threaten their much more isolated capital. Because, I mean, this is coastal and it's a lot easier to navigate to than interior capital is. So, yeah, it's so bad that they're going to lose their capital. And from here, we're going to see the all out collapse of this guy as they're going to lose this military base down here. Then their coastline kind of begins to fall along Lake Malawi, or that's not Lake Malawi, that's Lake Tanganyika. They look very similar. It's so strange. But yeah, from here, we're going to see them reaching this major military base up here. And at this point, they're going to use the same strategy that they were using before in the Zimbabwean country and kind of just moving to major military and cities stuff words. But yeah, they're kind of just gonna web across this guy until eventually they have this whole southern region isolated, and it's kind of just gonna surrender immediately. And yeah, at this point, there's finally gonna be forces showing up in this region because it's a lot less easier to invade down here than it is up here. And they're gonna hold a defensive in the rest of the country. From here, South Africa has a lot more relief on them because now they have a military staging ground for invading into the far eastern part of Angola. And they're going to use this really well because they will be able to capture this major city here and successfully begin to push the front up northward. Now there are only 6 countries really against you. This guy's definitely collapsed because of, well, it not having a capital whatsoever. So, yeah, that's not really a thing anymore. And from here, we're going to see a massive victory for South Africa as they will go ahead and take the capital of Angola, which will effectively do the exact same that just happened to the yellow team to them. But, I mean, they still have major cities, but it's easier to do that. Anyways, at this point, South Africa is looking to get out of this war because there's no value left to them. They don't want to invade all the way up here. So we're going to see this happening as these 2 countries will kind of be left for dead, as South Africa will go ahead and get the green light to annex them both entirely. However, this doesn't really matter, but we're going to see the alliance between all these other countries remaining for now. And yeah, that's actually gonna do it for this video. And I really hope you all enjoyed. I stream quite a bit on Twitch. I also stream here on YouTube through YouTube Shorts. Um, when this is uploading the morning of Sunday, I will probably be live later today, drawing in provinces for my WICSO series. I'll probably do that on YouTube. I don't know yet, but yeah, if you are interested in that, make sure you do tune in. If you're a regular viewer, which I know there are very few of you all, then that's good news for you. Anyways, that's enough from me, and I will go ahead and see you all in the next video.